I went to Pensacola, Florida, where all Marine, Navy, Coast Guard, Public Health Service pilots start their pilot training anyway, and went on from there to fly helicopters in the Marine Corps. So, from there, went to Camp Lejeune. It's the helicopter base that services the Marines there. Almost immediately went on a cruise to the Mediterranean. The carrier called LPH, the USS Guadalcanal, aptly named for hauling Marines around, obviously. Going to be a 6-month cruise. We were there for 9.5 months because the war in Israel broke out in 1973. I was the intelligence officer for the squadron, so I had, a lot of stuff in front of me, and I had to talk to all the other pilots about, make sure they were ready for for the worst case scenario, what they were facing. And our mission then, we were just off of Israel to go in and evacuate the embassy in case it looked like Israel was going to fall. Fortunately, it never came to that. Israel was able to really beat up on the bad guys over there, and eventually we got to come home. So I got a chance to go to the Presidential Helicopter Squadron because I'd built up enough flight time and enough experience to go there. And everyone has to get qualified in the Presidential Helicopter, which is the H-3 Sea King. I was considered a Huey pilot, so I was dual qualified. I did get shot at one time. I'm in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, of all places. We were flying a presidential aircraft, a Huey. We were flying under radar control. A tower was talking to us and everything. We were flying right down a freeway. And this high school group, a high school science project, was out in their back lot, and they fired off a rocket. And I was flying the aircraft. My co-pilot didn't know a thing about Huey, so he just kind of sitting there looking around, and he screams. It's very unusual to hear a scream in a helicopter. I look over at him, and I see this rocket come up to the rotor system and just fall back to Earth. He would have done us in if it had hit the rotor system. It was a nice sized rocket. So follow on with that. The Secret Service afterward found that teacher and found the principal and took them downtown to the Secret Service place that night, and they got to meet some interesting people. They interviewed me for almost 2 hours afterwards. And I was innocent and didn't do anything wrong.